Distractions must be conquered, or they will conquer you. In this video, I'm going to talk about why distraction is so harmful to your prayer life and what you can do to respond to them. I totally agree with A.W. Tozer's quote, "Among the enemies to devotion, none is so harmful as distraction." I have found in 20 years of prayer and discipling others that the greatest mental enemy to prayer and deep prayer is distraction. In fact, when I was writing a curriculum on prayer years ago, and I sent out a questionnaire to people, the number one topic people asked for help with was distraction in prayer. Mental distraction robs you of a deeper relationship with God. It hinders from being able to sense His voice, His whisper, and it blocks from experiencing deeper things of His presence, of understanding the Bible more, of growing in the conviction of sin and freedom. It really is a wall and a hindrance in your spiritual life. Yes, I realize that's a massive statement. But yes, I've got 20 years of personal history in distraction and overcoming it, in watching others hit the wall of distraction and seeing some people retreat and give way to distraction, and watching many others overcome the issue of distraction. It really is a defining issue that can limit you, and I want you to take this serious. And growing in peace and quietness and stillness is going to cause your prayer life and your relationship with God to blossom, and the experience of intimacy and fascination is going to increase. Hopefully, you are about 9 weeks into this prayer book, and you're probably noticing times when you get distracted. Maybe you're distracted by your phone, by thoughts of what you need to do that day, distracted by fears, anxieties, by lustful images coming to your mind. Maybe you've been addressing those already, which would be awesome. But this is your week, and this is a section of the book I want to dedicate towards breaking through any barriers that you've been seeing and hitting in the past 8 to 9 weeks of daily prayer. The reason any level of distraction is a barrier and a hindrance to experiencing and receiving more from God in the place of prayer is because when you close your eyes to pray or to worship or to read the Bible, God mostly communicates and interacts with us in quiet whispers and impressions and thoughts. And so if your mind is filled with thoughts, or has thoughts that interrupt at different times, or if you have anxiety, if you have fear, if you have sexual images coming to mind, or fantasies of different kinds letting play in your mind while you're reading the Bible or worshiping or singing to God, it's going to disrupt the conversation with Him, and you're not going to be as aware of God's thoughts, and you're not going to be as aware, or you will be totally unaware of God's still whispers and impressions and communion trying to break into your heart, trying to speak to your mind. When you go to meditate and you're picturing the story in the gospel, but your mind is going in all different directions, it's going to be a hindrance, because in meditation, you're supposed to dial down, you're supposed to be focused. And as you do that minute by minute, your mind is supposed to calm down, and you're meant to receive more and more. If you worship for an hour, your soul, your mind, emotions, your body have the potential to dial down, to relax, to be more peaceful as you go through the hour of worship, so that you can be more receptive to what God is saying and doing and speaking to you. But if you're constantly being interrupted by thoughts, emotions, desires, text messages, whatever it is, that process of dialing down gets interrupted, and you're always starting over. The picture that describes that process is an airplane. An airplane has to go really fast on a runway to get the tip up and to begin to elevate and get in the sky. And that's what your prayer times are like. It takes a while to go on the runway of prayer, to calm down, to dial down, to get focused, and to start receiving. And once you get lifted off the runway, the experience grows in prayer in that specific prayer time or worship time or whatever it is. And as that plane grows and as your heart is staying engaged in prayer, you begin to elevate, and now you're flying and you're able to be focused and receive from God. But distractions are like landing the plane every time. Then you're on the runway, you get up a little bit, and you land again. And you get up a little bit, and you land. And you go on the runway. And your prayer times could end up being the plane that never actually soars. Goes down the runway a little bit, gets up in the air, oh, text message, oh, a thought or a fantasy, and the plane lands. And then you have to start the whole process over, sort of. You go down the runway, it takes 5 more minutes to get dialed down, and you start lifting up a little bit. You start connecting in worship, connecting in meditation, and then another distracting thought, emotion, picture, text message, whatever it is, and you might not be soaring in the place of prayer. And that's what this chapter is for. And that's why I say so clearly that this is an enemy to prayer. And that's why I love Tozer's quote: if you don't conquer distraction, distraction will conquer you. As you read the chapter on distraction and watch this video and pray about these things this week, I want you to take on a warrior mentality that you're going to conquer whatever level of distraction you're dealing with. That you're going to bring it to God with an open heart, with a sober, serious heart, and say, God, I want every level of distraction to be out of me. And I'm going to wage Psalm 131. I'm going to rise up. I'm going to calm my soul. I'm going to quiet my soul. I'm going to break every level of distraction in partnership with God and his power and Jesus' zeal to free me. I want you to have that mentality this week pertaining to distraction. I have a couple questions for you. As you've been spending time in daily prayer, when have you noticed the distractions coming into your mind, and what are those distractions? If you haven't identified those, take a minute and reflect. Is it your phone being a temptation? Is it a fantasy, anger, fear, anxiety? Is it just thinking about some of the things of the day? Is it just being bored in prayer? And so your mind is kind of wandering to potentially harmless things? I want you to identify those things and write that down. What is distracting you, and when is that happening in your prayer times? Once you identify or start to identify what the specific thoughts or distractions are that come in, you can start addressing that. If it's your phone, you can address that by putting your phone away and by changing what you do with your phone as a lifestyle. If it's sexual thoughts or images, anxiety about certain things, just your mind wandering and daydreaming, you can recognize a pattern and respond accordingly. I want to highlight a few ways that you can overcome distraction as a lifestyle. And as we get into that, I just want to say that defeating distraction is your portion. Jesus is very powerful. He's present, and he wants you to overcome this with him. He is able to help you defeat distraction. So some practical tips with that. You have to identify what the issue is that is distracting you. When you do that, you can make daily choices or time to resist that temptation. And as you do that, the muscle of focus is going to grow inside of you. You have to grow the spiritual muscle of focus in resisting distraction, no matter what the issue is going to be. If it's your phone, you have to work the muscle of saying, no, I'm not going to do that right now. So resist the thought and resist the temptation specific to what it is. When you go to your prayer times every day this week, go in knowing that when that specific thought or temptation and distraction comes, you are going to stop it and resist it in your mind with Jesus' help. No, I resist that thought. No, I resist that image. No, I resist that phone temptation. And you're going to resist that. I resist the temptation to think about what I'm doing today, or to be worried about what's going to happen or things that were said about me yesterday. I resist those patterns. And you've got to make that daily choice to exercise the muscle of focus in resisting distraction. The second category of things that can help you is just the practicals in your actual prayer times. And some of them I've covered already. One thing that helps me stay focused in prayer is moving. So I like to walk slowly at my house or in the prayer room or at my church. And I like to slowly walk as I'm reading the Bible, worshiping. If I have my prayer list, I could just hold it and I could just walk slowly and pray it. And walking isn't a distraction. Walking helps me stay focused. Or if I'm sitting down, what I like to do is have my Bible or my prayer list in front of me, or if I'm just singing, I like to move slowly forward and backward. I like to rock. And I just sing, or I meditate, or I pray my prayer list, or even read the Bible just by rocking back and forth. And that small amount of movement actually helps your body stay focused and helps your mind stay focused. So slow movement can help your body and your mind stay engaged. I also like to move sideways just a little bit. And you'd be surprised that just as small movements help your body and your mind stay focused. Now, I don't have my leg like twitching super fast. It's just these slow, rhythmic movements that help your body and your mind stay focused on the thing that's in front of it. I've talked about this all through the chapters in the book already, but I'm going to emphasize it again. When you close your eyes and picture Jesus and connect in your heart that you're talking to a person, that has a huge practical benefit of staying focused. Your mind was meant to be focused on something. If you fix your mind on Jesus and that you're talking to him, Your mind will stay locked onto him. And when other options come to think about or to have feelings around, you being locked in on Jesus is going to help you resist those. But the last category of things that will help you is changing your lifestyle. There's a really good chance that you spend way too much time on your phone, way too much time watching videos and being entertained. There's a really good chance that you spend way too much time on your phone, watching movies, TV, YouTube videos, whatever entertainment. And there's a really good chance you busy yourself on purpose to avoid having intimate conversations with God and honest conversations and evaluations about yourself and with yourself. As you read the chapter on distraction, I need you to take this serious, that you might have a phone addiction, that you might be addicted to social media, to Netflix and YouTube and videos and all the genres of entertainment. I need you to be open to this, because if you have some level of addiction and overuse to these things, which the vast percentage of people do, this could be killing your prayer life. And as a friend, I want you to call it what it is. I want you to take an honest look at what your day looks like and what your week looks like. Look at your phone usage. See how long you spend on your phone each day, because it will tell you. Guess how long you spend on social media scrolling. Guess how long you are on Netflix and YouTube and all kinds of entertainment. And if you can do an honest self-evaluation and check yourself and how much you're doing that, you could completely change your life, because this is killing your prayer life. This is destroying and tainting your relationship with God, because every form of media is altering your brain. It's destroying your ability to stay focused. It's training you to be distracted by 5-second and 5-minute sound bites and video bites and entertainment and movement and all kinds of stuff. You want to go deep in prayer with God, which requires silence and stillness and focus. But you might be training your mind and training your emotions to do the exact opposite for hours a day on your phone and other media sources. It's like you saying that you want to be in shape, but then you eat junk food every hour of the day outside of your workout times. It's completely warring against that. And so your phone usage and entertainment usage is no small thing. It is an absolute war on our generation, is entertainment and specifically phone usage. Read the section in the book on taking a media fast. 2-3 days maybe of media fast and not using your phone, and just literally detoxing mentally, emotionally, and physically from using your phone so much and using entertainment. And I promise you that you will notice a difference in your ability to stay focused, and you will defeat distraction. You will address spiritual boredom inside of you. And on the other side of that, God is right there, wooing you and calling you and helping you break through this barrier of distraction. If you busy yourself with hangouts and entertainment, in working a ton or studying a lot, you need to have an honest conversation with yourself going, why am I so busy? Why am I working 50, 60, 70 hours a week? Why am I studying so much? Why am I involved in so many activities or sports or hangouts? And what might be going on is you're avoiding God. You're avoiding boredom. You're avoiding quietness, because there may be things about your life or about you or about God that make you feel uncomfortable. And the busyness is a level of distraction that numbs your mind and distracts you from deeper questions that can be painful, but they lead to life and to healing at the end of the day. So please, for your sake and for the sake of defeating distraction moving forward, have an honest self-evaluation. Don't read the chapter and then watch the video and not respond by checking your entertainment usage. I want the best for you. I want you to experience God, to be fascinated. I want the Bible to be alive to you. And that isn't going to happen, or not as much, if you continue to feed on entertainment and phone usage in a way that's harmful and addictive and destroying your relationship with God. If you do not defeat distraction, distraction will defeat you. If you do not conquer distraction, distraction will conquer you. It will continue to rob you of time and energy and the mental ability to focus. And it's not even just your relationship with God. Whatever level you're addicted or overusing phones and entertainment and busyness, it's robbing you of life. It's robbing you of relationships. It's robbing you of getting vision and staying consistent and persevering in the things that you're called to and the things that you're excited for. Entertainment is draining you and sucking vision and sucking passion from you. And today is a day to break your agreement with that pattern. So pray with me as I end. Jesus, I break my agreement with my pattern and my addiction with entertainment, social media, my phone usage, videos, God, that I watch. I break my agreement, God. I say no to a lifestyle and a rhythm, in an atmosphere, a culture in my mind, God, of distraction and passive entertainment. Entertainment is watching life go by. God, I choose to live life, not to watch it. I choose to live my life, not just watch others live a pretend life. So God, I break that pattern of addiction. I break off patterns of sexual thoughts. I break off patterns of anxieties and fears and worries and stress and panic attacks. God, I resist the temptation to be on my phone. I resist the temptation of busyness and being overactive in life, God. In every attack of Satan to accuse, to tempt me, to distract me, to wage war on that lifestyle of peace and quietness, right now, God, I just break it off. And I say no to Satan in Jesus' name. God, I make a commitment with my eyes to not feed on social media and videos. I make a commitment with my mind, God, to say yes to quietness in addressing boredom inside of my heart and my mind with you. And God, I ask you for help. I ask you to help me detox from every lifestyle choice that leads to distraction, that leads to entertainment in Jesus' name. Amen. Have an honest self-evaluation. Jesus is with you. And no matter what you have been saying yes to with entertainment and distraction addictions, on the other side of that, Jesus is the greater pleasure. Jesus feels better. Focus feels better than entertainment. What's available to you on the other side of your phone is better than what you're experiencing now with your phone. If you turn off Netflix and YouTube and your phone and movies and podcasts and all the busyness, what you will experience is going to be better than what you're experiencing now, because right now you're being robbed. And Jesus has better things for you with him and as a fruit in every area of your life as a result of you saying yes to the better thing. So choose the better path today. Please choose the better path today.